Just I was going to read my favorite story from Krishna's book of Balarama. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada very kindly gave us the Krishna book very early on, which is the 10th canto, actually, of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And normally, to get to these stories, you have to read 10 books, and then you get a chance to Prabhupada made it so that it would be easily accessible. He presented it in such a way that we couldn't get the wrong idea of basically the Krishna story. So there's a story in here, my favorite story of Balarama, and it's him dealing with Farid, the gorilla. Wait, what is it?
66, I believe, Prabhu.
What chapter?
Chapter 66.
66. Okay, so we need the volume, it's only 2.
66 in this one, sure.
Or
It only goes to 30.
may not be 66 actually.
It's the volume 3. Chapter 12, page 87. Deliverance. So that's a nice way of putting it. Defeated Guru wasn't so much killed by Balarama. He's going to deliver somebody who feels it's a good person looking down here. While Sridhar Goswami continued to speak on the transcendental pastimes and characteristics of Lord Krishna, King Parikshit, upon hearing him, became more and more enthusiastic and wanted to hear further. Sridhar Goswami next narrated the story of Vida, the gorilla who was killed by Balarama. The gorilla was a great friend of Bhaumasura, or Narakasura, who was killed by Krishna in connection with kidnapping 16,000 princesses from all over the world. The Vida was the minister of King Sugriva. His brother Mahinda was also a very powerful gorilla king. When the Vida gorilla heard the story of his friend Bhaumasura being killed by Lord Krishna, he planned to create mischief throughout the country in order to avenge the death of Bhaumasura. His first business was to set fires in villages, towns, industrial and mining places, as well as the residential quarters of the Meccantone, who were busy dairy farming and protecting cows. Sometimes he would go up to a big mountain and tear it to pieces. In this way, he created great disturbances all over the country, especially in the province of Katwa. Where's Katwa? Sorry? The city of Dwarka was situated in this Katwa province. And because Lord Krishna used to live in the city, Kavita specifically made it his target of disturbance. Kavita was as powerful as 10,000 elephants. Sometimes he would go to the seashore, and with his powerful hands he would create so much disturbance in the sea that he would overflood the neighboring cities and villages. Often he would go to the hermitages of great saintly persons and sages and cause a great disturbance by smashing the beautiful gardens and orchids. Not only did he create disturbances in that way, but sometimes he would pass your islands too on their sacred sacrificial arena. He would thus pollute the whole atmosphere. He also kidnapped both men and women, taking them away from their residential places to the caves of the mountains, putting them within the caves. They would close the entrance with large chunks of stone, like the ringy insect, which arrests and carries away many flowers and other insects, and puts them within the holes of the trees where it lives. He thus regularly defied the law and order of the country. Not only that, but he would sometimes pollute the female members of many aristocratic families by forcibly raping them. While creating such great disturbance all over the country, sometimes he heard very sweet musical sounds from the Revatipa mountain, and so he entered that mountainous region. There he saw that Lord Balarama was present in the midst of many beautiful young girls, enjoying their company while engaging in singing and dancing. He became captivated by the beautiful features of Lord Balarama's body, each and every part of which was very beautiful, decorated as he was with a garland of lotus flowers. Suddenly, all the young girls present, dressed and garlanded with flowers, exhibited much beauty. Lord Balarama seemed to be fully intoxicated from drinking a balloony beverage, and his eyes appeared to be rolling in a drunken state. Lord Balarama appeared just like the king of the elephants in the midst of many she-elephants. This girl by the name of Pavida could climb up the trees and jump from one branch to another. Sometimes he would jerk the branches, creating a particular type of sound, kila, so that Lord Balarama was greatly distracted from the pleasing atmosphere. Sometimes Pavida would come before the women and exhibit different types of caricatures. By nature, young women are apt to enjoy everything with laughter and joking, and when the gorilla came before them, they did not take him seriously but simply laughed at him. However, the gorilla was so rude that even in the presence of Balarama, he began to show the lower part of his body to the women, and sometimes he would come forward to show his teeth while moving his eyebrows. He disrespected the women even in the presence of Balarama. Lord Balarama's name suggests that he is not only very powerful, but that he takes pleasure in exhibiting extraordinary strength. So he took a stone and threw it at Pavida. The gorilla, however, artfully avoided being struck by the stone. In order to insult Balarama, the gorilla took away the earthen pot in which the ruby was kept. Pavida, being thus intoxicated with his limited strength, began to tear off all the valuable clothes worn by Balarama and accompanying young girls. He was so puffed up that he thought that Balarama could not do anything to chastise him, and continued to offend Balaramaji and his companions. When Lord Balarama presently saw the disturbances created by the gorilla, and heard that he already performed many mischievous activities all over the country, he became very angry and decided to kill him. Immediately he took his club in his hand. The gorilla could understand that now Balarama was going to attack him. In order to counteract Balarama, he immediately uprooted a big oak tree, and with great force he came and struck at Lord Balarama's head. Lord Balarama, however, immediately caught hold of the big tree and remained undisturbed, just like a great mountain. To retaliate, he took his club by the name of Sunanda and began to hit the gorilla with it. The gorilla's head was severely injured. Currents of blood flowed from his head with great force, but the stream of blood enhanced his beauty like a stream of liquid manganese coming out of a great mountain. The striking of Balarama's club did not even slightly disturb him. On the contrary, he immediately uprooted another big tree, and after clipping off all its leaves, he began to strike Balarama's head with it. But Balarama, with the help of his club, tore the tree to pieces. Since the gorilla was very angry, he took another tree in his hands and began to strike Lord Balarama's body. Again, Lord Balarama tore the tree to pieces and the fighting continued. Each time the gorilla would bring out a big tree to strike Balarama, Lord Balarama would tear the tree to pieces by striking his club. The gorilla, the leader, would clutch another tree from another direction and again attack Balarama in the same way. As a result of this continual fighting, the forest became treeless. With no more trees available, the leader took help from the hills and threw large pieces of stone like rainfall upon the body of Balarama. But Balarama, also in a great sporting mood, began to smash those pieces of stone into mere pebbles. The gorilla, being bereft of all trees and stone slabs, now stood before them and waved his strong fists. Then, with great force, he began to beat the chest of Lord Balarama with his fists. This time, Lord Balarama became most angry. Since the gorilla was striking with his hands, he would not strike him back with his own weapons, the club or the plan. Simply with his fist, he began to strike the collarbone of the gorilla. This striking proved to be fatal to the gorilla, who immediately vomited blood and fell unconscious upon the ground. When the gorilla fell, it appeared that all the hills and forests tottered. After this horrible incident, all the sinless great sages and saintly persons from the inhabitatory systems began to shower flowers on the person of Lord Balarama, and sounds glorifying the supremacy of Lord Balarama were vibrated. All of them began to chant, "All glories to Lord Balaram! Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. By your killing this great demon Pavida, you have initiated an auspicious era for the world." Also jubilant sounds of victory were heard from outer space. After killing the great demon Pavida and being worshipped by showers of flowers and glorious sounds of victory, Balaram returned to his capital city, Dwarka. Thus ended the Bhaktivinoda Pepper, the second volume, 12th chapter of Krishna, the deliverance of Pavida Gorilla. Shri Balaram ki
Jai.
Wishful thinking happens, I prepared something. I did prepare something previous year, so I just refer to those notes. This one's preparing, but more, just having some transit references. So, Lord Balaram has three different names. Can anyone name anyone other than his father?
Haladar. Haladar,
Haladar, anyone else? Haladar?
who uses the hull. Hull.
He does Haladar. He does Haladar.
Hull is his weapon.
Hmm?
Hull is his weapon.
Sorry?
The hull is his weapon. The plow.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one that he has a plow, which the one who is explaining can be used for plowing the land or for controlling the growth of the land, or it can be used as a weapon. So, is that also used for grinding? Is that right? And that's a different weapon. And she was got the name of the Balarama?
Revatinanda
Rivati is
is what?
Not Revati Nandan, I think. Rohini Nandan.
yeah.
Oh,
Revati was wife.
Revati.
The wife of Lord, or the wives of Lord Balarama.
Revati.
So in that sense, he's one who gives this creativity. And Rohini Nandan is son of Rohini. So we have the song Devaki Nandan Gopala, also Revati Nandan Gopala. Sometimes that's chanted. Another name for Balaram?
Allergy.
Dauji.
Daoji. Daoji.
Allergy.
Balaji. I don't know if that's Balaram. I think it refers to a different deity of Krishna. Well, you think so, yeah. Balaram strength.
Baladev.
Baladev.
And the church?
Expansion Balaram. So he is, that's not what his name is.
Balabhadra. Balabhadra.
Balabhadra means
Bal strength. Bhadra is angry.
Baladev.
Bhadra means auspicious. Balaram strength. Baladev. Dauji means
think about it.
big brother. And Dao, the translation of Dao is in Bible lands. Genie's brother. Yes. So Dao means protector, or one who gives benedictions. His older brother generally is trying to look after the welfare of the younger brothers and get protection and make sure that they get some, get their fair share of life. So in the Shukrabhat here speaks festivals of Shukrabhat. So this is actually the prince of Lord Nityananda named from but Lord Nityananda and Lord Balarama is the same. So Prabhupada begins this lecture, this is on February 2nd, 1977. So today the appearance of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is Baladev Tattva. So he's not an expansion or an incarnation, he's actually Balarama himself. So there's this nice Vrajendra Nandan Ye, Shachi Sutta Hoyle Se, Balarama Hoyle Mitai. So this is who was formerly the son of Nanda Raj. He has appeared as the son of Shachi Devi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother's name was Shachi Devi. So Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Balarama is Nityananda Prabhu. In the Vedic literature it says, Nayam Atma Bala Hinena Labhya Nam Bahuna Shukena. So Bala means strength. Sometimes some rascals, philosophers, they take it that Bala means body strength. Prabhupada uses this word rascal, just to make it very clear that they don't have any kind of, it's not that they're not a little bit right, or something like that, kind of a rascal. Makes it very clear. It's not language which is used so much in the English language nowadays, but certainly Prabhupada chose his words carefully so that he could make his point quite strong. So they think that Bala means bodily strength. They probably get this philosophy that unless you are bodily stout and strong, you cannot achieve spiritual salvation. You must be very strong and stout and eat, weak and fight, and then you get next spiritual birth. So people can say anything. How does a madman can say anything? What was it that Phil statement?
A child can eat anything. I think it's a child can eat anything.
What can you anything?
Child.
Giant man.
Yeah, so it's a completely ungodly platform. You know, how do you get spiritual strength by just increasing your body platform strength? And then what happens if you're unable to do that? If you cannot, you will have some kind of weight gain problem where you can't gain weight. Like some people, no matter how much they eat, they can't gain any weight, right? Then no matter how much some people fast, they can't lose any weight. Does that mean you're doomed? You have to take another course, just get a body you put weight on and become stout and strong. It's such a godly concept. It's the very first thing in spiritual life is a Sochinanda Sochastam, that you're lamenting the original word of grief, which is the body. The calm, the Vijnanipan, and Chadanavish, the Varishkama, Samiram Taparam. So the very first thing that Krishna speaks about in Bhagavad Gita is that you're not the body. So first of all, that which you're concerned about, you don't need to be concerned about because the body's never alive anyway. The body's just a covering. And through the subtle body, mind intelligence, false ego, we identify with the body. And this rascal philosopher, as Prabhupada puts it, then they're identifying with the body as a self. Therefore, they think to become Bala. But this type of strength is not what's been spoken about. That is different. This is the spiritual strength, Bala. The difficulty of this present strength is that actually we are moving on account of spiritual strength. But they have no information of the spiritual strength. They are thinking material strength. So, of course, the word Bala can be used just like the word Atma. What does the word Atma mean?
So,
So what does it mean?
Mind.
And
Body.
yeah, so maybe depending on your conception of the self. If you think you're the body, then you consider the body the Atma. If you're a little bit more advanced, you might think the subtle body is Atma. But the real Atma, the real self, is the spiritual self, the spirit soul. So because they have no information of the spiritual strength, they are thinking material strength. Ahankara matahoyani tapad pashari asatyari satyakori mani. This is due to ahankara. And then Prabhupada gives us other parallel verse for the Hita Ahankara Vimulatma Kaphamitamanite. Somebody remember what that was?
Well, by the force ego, things from something to do with it's carried out with 3 words of beauty.
Kaptaham, thinking with the doer, and Vimulatma. So Mudha means
Thanks.
fool or donkey.
Mm.
So people might be talking about donkey. This is our donkey mentality sometimes. Donkeys are not generally considered to be too smart, but actually they're quite intelligent animals, but sometimes, just for the sake of analogy, then it's given that. So, if you look by false ego, then we foolishly think we're the doer of activities which are actually carried out by the most impure nature in accordance with our karma and desires. And so V means particularly, not just mudha, but vimudha means more, like you have perfect and more perfect, most perfect, and you have full, biggest full. So this Narjan Das Technosin Ankara Matahoya Nita Parapashariya. So we're thinking we're independent, we can do whatever we like, but there's such a thing as love karma, and we forget that sometimes. And so the independence we have is that we can put ourselves under the care of the external energy of Krishna, or the internal energy of Krishna. So that's the extent of our free will. And invariably, we take a bit of time before we decide, and we're testing the water a little bit. And that example is given where Draupadi, the Gyobi of Draupadi, she was just testing the water to see is Krishna going to come and save me, let me hold on to my sari, I'll shout for her anyway, and I'm just holding it like this just in case he doesn't come. And then finally she realised she had no option but to surrender to Krishna. So sometimes that's what happens. But then we come to the point where we have no option but to surrender to Krishna. That is always the case, it's just sometimes we don't quite realise that. It takes some time before we come to realise that. And we do think, why did I wait so long? Why was I stalling in the material world? I'm not saying that I'm not stalling also. It's, maybe you folks aren't. So this strong, Prabhupada talks about strong, it could be physical, it could be brain. Where's that strength? The strength is that as soon as that atma, the soul goes out of the body, so intelligent, so strong, so many things. Once that atma leaves the body, then nothing. That's the difference between dead and living man. A living being is very powerful, very good position. And as soon as they lie down, as soon as they lie down on the floor and you kick him on his face, he'll not protest. It means that when a person's dead and they're lying dead, they can't protest. They're not there any longer to protest. So we see Srila Prabhupada, he takes this Krishna conscious philosophy from the very beginning. So many times he's emphasizing we're not the body, we're spirit, soul. And we shouldn't think, oh, it's not about time, spoke about something else. Because I haven't realised that yet. I was acting on that platform of not being the body, but being the spirit, soul. Sure, we like to hear about other things, because that's to aspire for that which we can come to in due course. But we still have to understand, and that means understand means that we stand under and we practice, and we live like that. It becomes our natural things to live as a spirit soul, not as a mind, not as a body, not as a false ego. So Prabhupada gives an example. Suppose you have a good car, Mercedes, Rolls Royce, but there's no petrol, how will the car move? It's not possible. There's a split, petrol split. Similar, real strength is spiritual strength. Spiritual strength is Balarama. Bala means strength, therefore we have to take shelter of the lotus feet of Balarama Guru Tata. So the reason Prabhupada is talking about Balaram is because this is significant in many different aspects. Balaram is known as Adi Guru, and in this song with Kamala, then Prabhupada explains that the process of attaining Radha Krishna is to get the blessings of the Lord Nityananda and get the strength, spiritual strength. Balaram means Guru Tattva. Balaram represents Guru, Yashya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada. If we want to understand Chaitanya Guru, if we want to understand Krishna, then we must take shelter of Balaram. Maya Atma Bala Hinena Lapya. This Bala Hinena Lapya, the injunction means without the mercy of Balaram, you cannot understand, you cannot realize your spiritual identification. So that Balaram comes as Nityananda Prabhu, Balaram Hoyle Nitai. Therefore, we must take shelter of Balaram. That is, this song has been sung by Narendra Thakur. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala. So we have the same blue moon, right? Something is very rare to see once in a blue moon. And it is actually a scientific term. For example, tonight it's a blue moon. Because generally in the course of the lunar calendar there's 12 cycles, 4 cycles a year. But every so many years is 13. So this moon tonight is actually the once in the blue moon, which comes every 4 years or something. Something like that. And it's interesting, as I was saying, we were talking about earlier on, that on the different incarnation days, there's a tinge of that incarnation in the moon. I remember Ram Prasad pointed that out to me, and I noticed it for years, yeah, it's true. When it's Dora Purnima, the moon is a kind of gold and yellowy tint. And it's the singer Chaturdashi, no, that's not full moon. The Bala Purnima, then it's got a whitish blue. So it's due to rain until midnight, so I don't know if the clouds are going to disperse and maybe that'll be the moon. Yes, so different incarnations, we see the moon in different colours, reflecting that. So this appearance of the Lord is also very rare, and for Krishna and Balaram to appear 5,000 years ago, and for them to once again appear 500 years ago, that's extremely rare. That's considered to be like once in a day per month, which is already even more than that.
More than that.
Does anyone remember the figure? And the detail, the number of years is so big you can't conceive of it anyway. Is it something like once every 1,000 Divya Yugas or something?
28 Kali Yuga, something like that.
It's a long time. We think 5 minutes is a long time sometimes. If you have to wait on something or somebody, or to speak of taking many, many births. And then coming to this human form of life, that's also very rare. Of all the species of life, the Vedic version is that it's categorized into 8,400,000 species of life. And of which is 800,000 species of life. Human?
8.4 million.
400,000 human.
400, yeah. 400,000, so, and of those we're probably only aware of a very minute amount of them, because that includes demigods, etc. So we get this human form of life, and we get this human form of life at a time when Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda have appeared quite recently. In the cosmic scale of things and in the eternal nature of the soul, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda had just been on the planet a few days ago. They just passed us by. And the effect of them being here is such that their devotees bringing the message of Chaitanya and Nityananda. So, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, they have come to show us how to perform devotional service. Krishna, he appeared as his surrender unto me, and Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, they come to show us how to surrender. And in Kali Yuga, then the surrender is simply to surrender to hearing with rapt attention. Just put it down after
Yeah.
So just like when we're chanting japa, we want to keep bringing our mind back. Krishna says wherever the mind wanders, bring it back. It doesn't just mean during japa, it means the whole time. We try to bring the mind back, keep on endeavouring to focus the mind again and again in our chanting, or reading, when we're at class with hearing if the mind wanders, and someone asks you a question, you think, well, I don't know what you're talking about, let's space right there. It's like people want to say something and I realise my mind had become distracted, and then I moved the question over the torch because there's no saying you didn't get me showing up in front of everyone. I can admit I was spaced out at that point, my mind went somewhere else. And it was a very expert way of bringing someone's mind back in. So this is our practice, that in our chanting, in our attendance to class, in our reading, in our associating, and in our service, we keep bringing the mind back to the purpose that we're doing everything. And that purpose is prema pamartha mahan, to develop the love of God. So that our activities aren't a waste of time. Of course, serving Krishna is a waste of time, but the benefit of doing something consciously is greatly increased. So if we're chanting and we're not really conscious of it, but it's just going on, then we may be some kind of, by chanting the Lord, at least we get the benefit of that. That's why chanting the Lord is considered to be beneficial in Kali Yuga, because the mind is always disturbed. So even if we're not so attentive, the fact that the chanting is loud, then that will benefit us. But if you're doing the mind focus into the chanting, focus into the mantra, well, the more we do that, the more we'll be fixed on the other aspects of our daily activities. So there's when Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda hear this song he was saying, Rajendra Nandanaye Shachus Sutta Hoilu Se Balaram Hoilu Nitai. Saying that Krishna became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Balaram became Nitai. So when the Lord appears, he appears with his eternal associates, but they noticed that something was missing when Lord and Nitai came and said, somebody's missing. And who was it was missing?
No, the friends of Balaram was missing, was it? Yeah.
There's a temple to him on the west side of Govardhan Hill. The tail end of Govardhan Hill, shaped here like a peacock, so the tail of the peacock. There's a temple there to Lota Baba.
Punchli ka lota. Punchli ka lota, is it?
That's another name for him. So he was missing. I can't remember what his name was. It wasn't Duki Krishna Das, was it?
He was angry all the time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a bit upset because he'd been left behind.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, say someone goes to the picnic and you get forgotten about. Sometimes that happens, isn't it? And some activity goes on and you go, oh, I didn't get to go. And then you might come back and say, oh, we forgot about you, so thanks very much for coming. I'm not very happy about it. You may have all experienced that. So this eternal associate of the Lord, he was left behind. So Krishna says, well, we're playing hide and seek and he's still hiding. He doesn't know the game's over. We're back here in the spirit in the material world. We come for pastimes in the material world. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Nityananda, we're back in Vietnam. So Nityananda, as Balarama goes to Vrindavan to get him. And because in Kali Yuga, everyone is small in stature. And So this small version of Lord Balaram, Lord Nityananda, goes to the altar and says, okay, we're going to the material world. He says, who are you? He says, I'm Balaram. You know, Balaram's big and strong, you're a little snout. I'm not coming with you. You know, just get away from here. And wait on Krishna and Balaram, we're playing hide and seek. He says, no. Krishna says, you know, he's there in material world, everybody's there. They're looking for you, they're waiting for you. He says, well, so he's trying to convince him that he's Balaram. He says, no, you're too small. He says, okay, if you're Balaram, he's the only person that can beat me in a race. He says, if you can beat me in a race, run from here to there and back, then I'll believe you. So Lord Nityananda says, okay, let's go then. So they did the race and came back. And even though Lord Nityananda, Balaram was smaller, he's still beaten. He says, okay, I accept your Balaram, but I'm not happy about it. So in those past times, in Lord Chaitanya's lives, he was always a bit miffed. But that's the credit these devotees have. Maybe not even credit, but this is the relationship those devotees have with the Lord. They can express these moods, but if we do that before we're actually purified, then that can be offensive. You know, we can't just say, oh, I'm miffed, I don't like the way the deities looked at me today. That's not imaginary. No, we're not on that platform. Until we're completely free from sex desire, until we're free from any kind of material desire, then we should be very careful of our feelings and our imagination. And so this Lord Nityananda and Lord Balaram, they are known as Avadut. He carries that away with him. He's very difficult to understand. Nobody can understand Krishna, and certainly nobody can understand Lord Balaram because he doesn't play by anybody's rules except for his own. And sometimes you see devotees, they like that, and so they start acting like that themselves, but that's just like acting like Lord Nrsimhadev, running around ferocious. There's one devotee, he got a date at Lord Nrsimhadev, he was so fat up, he was running around roaring. And then another devotee said to him, actually, we're supposed to be like Prahlad Maharaj, not Nrsimhadev. He says, oh, that's true. So we can become attracted by the pastimes of Lord, and we can wonder, you know, how can the Lord act like that? Because he is Supreme Lord. He doesn't have to play by any rules. And this is why sometimes we become envious and think, I'd like to be like that. Why do I have to follow rules? Because you have to. The regulative principles of freedom, but not just regulative principles of freedom, not just like the four regs, but we try to follow a path which keeps us safe from the influence of material energy. And for that we pray to Lord Balaram for strength. So this Koti Chandra Shushitala, everyone's suffering in the material world. Like we say every day, Samsara Dharanala Loka, these Dharanala the Loka, this planet, this world, the living entities, they're suffering just like in a forest fire. And sometimes we hear about that. This forest fire is going on in different parts of the world at the moment. America gets it, Greece get it, Australia gets it, we don't get it, we get forest floods and all that. And sometimes they try to battle these, they try to contain them. And sometimes they have a bit of success, but when it really goes to an extent where it's beyond their control, they have to just let it burn out. And what they're hoping for is a rain, when the rain comes, and that puts out. So this, then there's relief. So Jai Chai, Jai Hajirai, Koti Chanda Shushka. So the moon gives relief. Just like in India, when it's very warm and at night there's no clouds and the moon is out, full moon, then the effects of that is very cooling. Koti Chandra, Koti means more soothing than millions of moons. Because even if you're externally feeling cool by the moon, your heart is still burning with desire. So Lord Nityananda, he's purifying, he's giving that relief. Jai Chaya Jagat Ajirai. He can give relief to the whole universe. It's not that he has some limited potency that many groups of people he can give relief to. But he can give relief to all living entities. So Manusha Janapai, Radha Krishna Navajya, Janaya Shuniya Vishakainu. Unless you come to Radha Krishna, you cannot get real pleasure. If you want to dance to get pleasure, then don't dance independently. Dance with Krishna, then you'll be happy. Dancing is there, but dancing without association with Krishna, just like here in our temple, we're also eating, but we are eating around some food stuff left by Krishna. That is real pleasure. It is not that we're stopping eating, we're not stopping eating, we're not trying philosophers. And so Prabhupada says, your real aim of life is how to go back home to Godhead and associate with Radha Krishna. So, let's try to find out. Say Sambandhanai Jagita Janmayota, say Pashibodhi Chagita Nabaluluki, Majila Samsarasuki. So when we seek the shelter of the Pencil of Lord Nityananda, with Balaram, we pray to Balaram for spiritual strength. So what is that spiritual strength in? What would be examples of spiritual strength?
Yeah, you have spiritual strength and you can follow principles like those, the sex, no intoxication, no weak, and no doubt. You can resist the temptation.
Anything else?
Perseverance. Perseverance.
Perseverance. Anything else?
Taste of chanting the holy name.
Yeah, so sometimes the effect of the material world it goes down heavily on us. When we pray to Lord Balaram, he can give us the strength to continue without interruption. And that strength also is the intelligence to be able to discriminate what is false evil, what is our eternal constitutional position. And sometimes on account of our birth, then our karma, then we have some kind of ego, pride, etc. And sometimes we've nothing much to be proud about. We'll find something anyway. Was it to say the pauper or the poor person's even proud of their penny? And back in Lord Thakur says that the objects of false prestige are falsely prestigious. So sometimes we attain some level of education or some material object and we think, oh, yeah, so making so much advancement and improving my lot. But it's only a temporary thing, and at the end of this life, that's gone. So what is not gone is the spiritual knowledge that is cultivated. So that strength to maintain that is what we're praying to help Balaram, that we don't diminish it in our spiritual knowledge, in our spiritual or devotional service. So this, in order to have a relationship with Radha and Krishna, then one has to get the shelter of Lord Nityananda. And how to get the shelter of Lord Nityananda? How do we please Lord Nityananda? Bhaja Gauranga, Bhaja Gauranga Namari, Jijana, Gauranga Bhaja Siyamara Pranari. Anyone translate that one?
The person who comes to my life in Saul, who calls out the name of Baranga and distributes the name of Baranga. And worships Baranga.
Yeah, Balarama, to worship Lord Chaitanya. So if we, because Lord Chaitanya is so dear to Lord Nityananda, if we take to serving Lord Chaitanya's mission, then we get spiritual strength from Lord Nityananda. And what is that? Serving Lord Chaitanya's mission is to take the holy name to other souls. We used to do this every time in village program. We travel around all the towns and villages, Scotland, north of England, Highlands, Islands. And sometimes it'd be practically nobody on the street. So we would do a Harinam in the fields next to it because there'd be some cows there. And they'd come running over. And we're thinking, oh, the cows are getting the holy name. And they loved it too. They come running over. You try it, if you shout over in there, they come running. In fact, we had a caravan parked in a field once and we'd had Mangalarti. And as soon as the cows had Mangalarti, they came running over and they're outside the caravan. So we used to, when we noticed that, we opened the windows and we just start, when the cows come over. We used to give them prasadam. So when we're chanting the holy names out there, we don't know how we're awakening the living entities. The one thing we do know is this is Lord Chaitanya's mission, and he's telling us that we're awakening Jeev Jagal, Lord Chanakoli. He's saying, go chant and wake up the living entities. And by doing that, we're waking ourselves up too. By giving that mercy, by giving up our independence just to simply try to enjoy the material world separate from Krishna, and taking this human form of life and giving it in the service of the Lord, and we attract the Lord's mercy. And sometimes that mercy comes in different ways. Sometimes it comes in the plate of a Mahaprasad. Sometimes it comes in the form of sweet words from the spiritual master. Sometimes it comes in the form of, let's come on progressive today, nitpicking. Let's talk about nitpicking. But it's not that it just gives us carte blanche authority to nitpick with each other. That's not the idea. But we see, this is how Srila Prabhupada sometimes would give the devotee strength. Maybe, presume now at all you can remember, sometimes if you got a chastisement, we usually call it, I just had a good blasting there, but you come out feeling great. Because if the person who's giving you that chastisement was a good intention and his impurity, then, and you were willing, then you would actually benefit from that. You'd come out feeling like, oh, this is my false ego blasted away. From the external point of view, it might seem like, oh, this person is serving you and you just shout. It's the material view is that if someone's serving you and then you're shouting at them, or you're serving someone and they're shouting at you, or giving you some direction. But this is actually out of love. And sometimes that might be difficult to understand, but if we try to understand what is the purpose that someone's trying to, sometimes the spiritual master will give some nice instruction, but if he sees the disciples not really taking that on board, then he may be a bit more stronger. But in any case, the spiritual master is always trying to think of the welfare of the living entities, just like Prabhupada used to say, never well wisher. And this is Lord Chaitanya's mood. He was always trying to do something for the welfare of living entities. And Lord Nityananda, he's considered to be, although Lord Chaitanya is Mahadev and the Avatar, the most merciful incarnation, then Lord Nityananda was considered to be more merciful. How is that? If Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful incarnation, then how come Lord Nityananda could be even more merciful than the most?
The Jagai Madai example? The Jagai Madai story?
Yeah, that's one example, yeah, definitely. But the, anything else? Lord Chaitanya came to give what no other incarnation came before. Krishna Prema Pradhanati. He's getting pure love of Krishna without asking, without qualification, just giving to everybody. And Lord Nityananda, he was giving Gauranga Prema. He said, everybody just chant the name of Lord Gauranga, you'll be free from offence, and then you can chant Hare Krishna. So this was the whole thing behind the Gauranga campaign. And in this way, we can get the message of Lord Nityananda, Nityananda Balarama, and we can get spiritual strength by giving out the whole name. Of course, some say that Lord Nityananda's chief disciple, when he came to Ramdas, was even more merciful. It got his end. So we'll just stop at that. And there'll be any questions or comments? Yes, sir.
Yeah, on the point of mercy, it said that the devotees are even more merciful because they're distributing mercy to all the beings, even though that Krishna may be somewhat separate from the situation. Oh, thank you.
So,
Yeah, that was essentially it.
okay, so you've seen by the Gita, does anyone remember the purport? We kind of talks about the devotees being more merciful than the Lord because they know the mood of the Lord, the intention of the Lord. So why is it of that statement is that the devotees are more merciful?
Mahaprabhu said Kirtanya Sadahari.
Yeah, that's something Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So he's basically telling the living entities, Lord Chaitanya also said, as that Sangha Tyag, to give up the association of non-devotees. And because the devotees are experiencing some compassion, they think they're going up by the grace of God. They know the will of the Lord. Then even though the Lord says, give up association with non-devotees, then they do give up that association, but they go out to the non-devotees to bring them to Krishna, because they think, I've experienced something nice, I want to share it. Just like if you hear a nice song, you say to your friend, oh, check this song out, this is cool. Just like when we were kids, we used to play in a band, and my friend comes and say, oh, check out the latest sounds, and maybe get the instrument trying to copy them. And or if you come across a good book, you want to share it with someone, or some nice clothes, or the latest makeup, or something like that. Whatever you find, you want to share it. So when the living entity experiences relief from the material distress, you want to share that. And the Lord gives them so much blessings from that.
Yeah, but surely, like, if it's the greatest treasure to have the holy name and to experience that connection with God, then that's something that one cannot keep to oneself because it's natural to share that.
Yeah. Usually if you have a material treasure, the more you distribute it, the less you've got in your stock. The transcendental treasure is the more you give it, the more your treasure increases. And this is what was said also, that Krishna and Balarama, the appeared Chaitanya and Nitai, and they broke open the treasure house of the love of God. They broke open the storehouse, and they distributed freely to everyone. So there's that saying that if you help someone get to the top of the hill, you'll automatically get there yourself. If you become too concerned with their own liberation, then that becomes your concern. But if we're simultaneously acting for our own spiritual benefit and trying to benefit others, then that attracts both the mercy and we're doing a good sadhana. We shouldn't just be one or the other. If we're simply giving up our sadhana and we're trying to do everything to the mercy of the Lord, then we may or may not get it, we don't know. So we have to be both.
Yeah, I was thinking when we were doing the Gardening campaign, and by doing other things rather than Shinanda, but then to please Lord Chaitanya, we actually chant the Hare Krishna Maha mantra. So once we do attract Lord Chaitanya's attention by the message of Lord Nityananda, then we have to go on from chanting the teaching meditation rather than Krishna. And then go Chaitanya's place.
Yeah, so the goal is not just to get them to chant Paranga and replace chanting Hare Krishna. The goal is to get to chant Paranga, just like Prabhupada said, in order to become free from offences and chanting the Mahamantra, we chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasa, so we chant that to become free from offences so that we can chant Hare Krishna Mass without offences. So it's not to replace, it's to clear the path so we can come to the level of offenceless chanting sooner. And sometimes we experience that, like if we're in Om Sweet Om or some Kirtan program, we start chanting Nitai Maranga, then there seems to be some enthusiasm for it. Yes.
Oh, so we hear like Krishna's mercy flows through the heart of through the channel of his pure devotee, from the heart of his pure devotee. And uh, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yathamam prapadyante tam satam bhajamiyam. So as one surrenders to me, I reciprocate accordingly. But we do not see that in the lives of pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada and others. Many who came across Srila Prabhupada, they didn't actually make that surrender as such, but still Prabhupada bestowed them causeless mercy. Krishna is a bit restrictive in giving mercy. And when Krishna appeared as Mahaprabhu, we don't see him being that restrictive. Without patra, without checking any qualification and all, just those who were having darshan of Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu, they were getting Krishna Prem straight away. Just in reference to you were asking this point, I think, a few minutes ago, like,
So Lord Chaitanya also, he gives some direction, wasn't he? He was just going around hugging everybody and say, Kaha Krishna, he was just like, Bolo, Bolo Bhai, he wasn't like that. So, for example, when we met Raghunath Das Goswami first, or was it Sanatana Goswami, who had the fancy
Sanatana
children?
Goswami.
Yeah, and he had the hair and beard and all that, and they told him, you know, just give up this prized possession, and he swapped that for some dirty old thing, and he shaved, and he told his devotees, make him clean, like, which meant shave him up, shave off the hair, shave off the beard, and then when he appeared, he said, like, man. And he instructed his disciples to write books with all the science and devotional service. So there is the experience, but there's also the philosophy, and Prabhupada explained that religion without philosophy is,
Sentiment.
or and you can see that without labeling any religion, we can see that if there's a religion there which is sentimental or fanatic, then it means there's no philosophy. And then philosophy without religion is
mental speculation.
mental speculation. So philosophy there, but if there's no religion, there's no practice. And we went to a lecture by this chap called Rupert Sheldrake, and he made a very good point that, you know, for hundreds of years people were following traditional religions in this country. And he did a survey, well, there was a survey done which he quoted, and he quoted some very high percentage, something like, I can't remember the percentage, and very high percentage. Many people were giving up following the traditional religions. He said at the same time there was a survey showing that people were still interested in spiritual life, but they were looking for experience. They weren't just looking for some dogma. And we weren't looking simply to be like offering lip service, they were looking for some experience. And interesting enough,
We're looking for a dog.
interesting enough, in Scotland they have the record was showing that there's been more rejection of the traditional religions and also more interest in spiritual experience. So to me, I thought that was really good news because what experience can we give them? Two things I can think of straight away.
Prasad.
Kirtana Prasad.
Exactly. And every devotee would have come up with the same answer. Kirtan and prasad, you take prasad and immediately experience something. You see that sometimes prasad is distributed and people's minds change. But I know two examples, but if anyone knows any other examples, but two animals, no, three actually. Two were on the street doing books. I was in Paisley, I was trying to distribute professional yogas. And this old lady said, "Oh, I'm not interested." And so I said, "Well, try this sweet out, tell me what you think. You books, want your opinion." Okay, you should try it out. She said, as soon as she put it in her mouth, she said, "How much is a book?" I thought, this is like magic. Same thing happened in Cambridge. I was staying at the Manor at the time. Well, I was staying in Cambridge with Sarah Peter from Bankland Institute. And we used to go to the Manor every other weekend. And one time I came back with the whole big plate of Mahaprasad. So I thought, I'll go on to the street in Cambridge. I was doing books and Mahaprasad at the same time in a big tray of sweets. And I was giving them out and people just coming back, "Oh, can you get more of that?" I was thinking, wow, we should be doing this, just out with Mahaprasad on the street. And everybody was just buzzing. At least I was buzzing anyway. Those who got Mahaprasad, "Oh, where's that? Is that recipe in the book?" Yeah. The recipe's in the book, but the main ingredient is offering at the back. And then one time in South Africa, because in the days of apartheid, when the segregation of the Indians, the blacks and the whites, then it was a very difficult country for Krishna consciousness to get anywhere because of that segregation. So they were trying to apply for registration of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and they wouldn't allow it. They said, "No, South African Society." But it's an international society, we're not just a South African society. So there was this argument going back and forward. And then this Mataji brings in a basket of Mahasamosas and puts them out, and then they're serving them out, and then these big government guys, as soon as they started eating the Mahaprasad, and they said, "Okay, why not, just let them have it, international society." So that's the effect, Mahaprasad can change. So secret weapon can change their hearts because, well, for something through Krishna, it becomes Krishna. And then the holy name as well. Sometimes people are chanting the holy name favourably, and you can see it on the street immediately. Some people are attracted. And other people, they may not be so favourable. They may have a negative meditation, but after some time they get purified by that negative meditation. And they come to the point of becoming favourable. I was talking with someone today that sometimes we're performing devotional service and it may be difficult and we're doing the right thing, but the one thing we need to progress to is to do it favourably. If we're doing something difficult, that's a good start, but then to keep on doing that and to come to the point of controlling the mind so much that we can offer it favourably. And so that's the challenge. And the Abhilasha Katsuyagana Karkamajana Vitamana Kuyera Krishna Shilman Bhakutima. So to perform unmotivated and uninterrupted service favourably for the pleasure of the Lord, the pleasure of the Lord's devotees, this is what we're aiming for. And we feel okay in doing it, but I'm not doing it very favourably. I'm grudging it, I'm resenting it. But that's okay, you're in the process. Keep doing it until it becomes favourable. And it's not mechanically, we have to get directions from others, we have to seek shelter and devotees who are further along the path than ourselves. And this is where we get the Bala from, the strength. Lord Balarama, in the form of many different devotees, the spiritual master is not simply one who we take picture from, but also Shiksha. Lord Balarama is the Adi Guru, the spiritual master. He gives us strength from the instruction in the Shastra Guru and from the sadhus. And we can get instructions from anywhere. Sometimes it comes from a non-devotee as well. Anyone ever experienced that? Want to share it?
Yeah, sometimes I was on Bhakti Vishnu and the person would come up and just say, and Shiv Ramanuja was saying the same, actually. He was He was doing book distribution and somebody came. It was the policeman actually. He came over and said, what's wrong, Peter? And he said, I'm just trying to make it so difficult. And then the policeman said to him, you don't get anything in manipulation unless you push, unless you show some determination. So I think that was Krishna speaking to the policeman, so he got ready to deal with determination and
Anyone else like to share something? Come on, then, get some. Next week is also like, Princess Street, about Sunday, it was, a hot day, just been shaved up, so I had to keep my head covered. I only had a woolly hat, and the kitchen was too salty that day. So I was dehydrating a lot, and you know what happens when you dehydrate, you get headaches, so your mind can go a bit. And it was like a stampede. Technically you should just find a busy spot in town and just dive in there. And we had some youthful energy in those days for doing that. But I was getting kind of overawed by it. And one old lady came up to me and she said, just be bold. I was praying to Krishna, how can I do this, how can I do this? And then this old lady came up and said, she must have seen us or been directed. She said, just be bold. Everyone else is bold, so you be more bold. And I thought, okay, let's do it. Let's take that as Krishna's mercy. And I thought, if I take this instruction and act upon it, then this old lady will get the benefit of every book I do after that. And so I remembered that instruction. So of course, bold didn't mean to be aggressive, but it just means don't be timid, don't be afraid. Then of course, there was that example of Bilva Mangal Thakur, who crossed the river to see the prostitute he was attached to. And his spiritual master spoke through the prostitute and said, have you had so much determination to take shelter and give in to it as you have to see me, then you'd be a pure devotee. And immediately he thought, this is my spiritual master speaking to me, and he headed for Vrindavan. And on the way, then he got distracted, didn't he? And his eyes became attracted, and then he blinded himself so he wouldn't be distracted. So we don't want to see people getting blinded. If we were to be blinded every time we get distracted, everybody would be blind here just now. We'd all be bumping into each other. So thank you very much. Shri Shri Koni Taima Pishashi Ki Jai. Shri Shri Krishna Balarama Ki Jai. Shri Balaram Appearance Day Mahamahotsava Ki Jai. Tagore Premanande. Prabhupada Ki. Prema, would you like to lead? Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Aruti Kasho. Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Aruti Kashoba. Janavitatavani Jagamana Loba Janavitatavani Jagamana Loba Shri Guru Paramparada ki Jai, Vaishnava ki Jai, Shri Thakur ki Jai, Swami Guru ki Jai, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada, Shri Advaita Shri Sri Guru Shri Radha Krishna Prabhu Sham, Radha Guru ki Jai, Third Dam ki Jai, Matram ki Jai, Jajamukhi Dam ki Jai, Bhagdam ki Jai, Shri Chakradam ki Jai, Shri Koditaya Mahaprasad ki Jai, Shri Tulsinath Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Bhagavan ki Jai, Shri Dev Bhagavan ki Jai, Shri Mata Devi ki Jai, Swami Guru ki Jai. All those to send devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shiva Shiva and Maha.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadaini. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shila Gangana Thalaye. Ito Narsindha Bharato Narsindho. Yato Yato Yamitato Narsindho. Hare Narsindho, Hare Narsindho. Narasimhavati Sharanam Prapati.
Jaya Nrsimha